What's up, guys? Welcome back to another long awaited episode that has been desperately needed for a while. Welcome to episode 12 of the Boomcast. It is just me today, your commish. Guys, I have to apologize for being away for so long. I don't remember the last time we had a show. I know it's been a while. I believe it was like mid-season of last year of the Madden season. We're already in a new year. Lost a couple good users. Lost a couple good admins. But it is what it is, man. We're back here, returning guys. You know, if you guys are here, welcome back, guys that used to be in the league. What's up? Missed you guys. So on and so forth, man. There's been a lot of changes, a lot of things, but I miss this, guys. I finally had the energy, the motivation to come back here and give you guys what you want, and that is the content of this league. So there is some cool ideas and cool things that I want to spin up on to get this a little bit more going and definitely get this more ongoing. Of course, we definitely want to have a cast and crew for this. Of course, we do. Jay is out right now. He is at work. This is a little surprise show that I wanted to give you guys and be like, hey, we're back on. It's Monday. Perfect time to do it. We dearly miss him. He is a great part and a great deal of the show. And my buddy, you know. We lost some guys. David Vallejo, he stepped down, left the league. Kudos to him, back to back, number one in my heart. Good guy there. We've had some good users leave. We had a couple new users get picked up in here. Welcome, guys. We're back almost full. Just have a couple more spots to fill. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys see how much work and dedication we put into this. Even though sometimes it seems like I disappear, I promise you I'm just sleeping or just spending time with my girl. But who wouldn't have it any other way? So, to get into it, guys, I mean, Neon's kind of messing up right now with the exporting, so I don't like all the stats on Neon aren't exactly correct. So I wasn't able to get the cool graphics in. Again, this was a little late minute, so I didn't do player of the week graphics and stuff like that. But you guys are definitely getting that in the next episode. If you guys are here in chat, go ahead and hit that chat up. Let me know. We might even dish out some rewards this time, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I will definitely say it is now week 5 in the league now, year I believe 2028 or 2027. So we're definitely in year 5 now. Definitely looking strong. A lot of new teams in the top. A lot of teams that should be in top are now midway. And again, man, it has been a crazy fucking change. Oh, what's up, Emery? What's up? What's up? What's up? Say what's up. But yeah, guys, well, let me just get started. So again, I'm not gonna show off a lot of things. You guys are gonna be seeing this screen pretty much the whole time, besides like another slide that I have. But you know, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. So we're gonna start off with the game recaps for week 4. So we're gonna skip week 1, 2, and 3. I rather would have showed you guys with the recap graphics, but again, Neon's not working, so the graphics don't show accurate data. Don't want to do that. Don't want to mislead you guys. But going into here, we had Dolphins Aviators first. This game was played. It was conceded. Madden didn't save it. So Dolphins ended up getting the force, but coming on top and beating a guy like Aviators, who is been top of the league since year 1. With the Dolphins guy coming in here, figuring out his team. Of course, the Dolphins team is a stacked team, but you know, just being stacked doesn't mean that you know you're a good user and can actually get wins. But you know, he pulled through. He got the win at the end of the day, and he beat the Aviators. So kudos to you, Mr. Dolphins. I see you, Bobby T. Moving over to the next game of the week, we have the Albuquerque Thunderbirds versus the Green Bay Packers. Now, I'll tell you this. Packers is a new user. He inherited a Super Bowl caliber team, definitely a deep playoff running team with Lamar Jackson at the helm, Christian Watson on your number 1 receiver, and with Ballard as your back. With this score being at 49-14, Green Bay going on top. Thunderbirds was optimistic coming into this game. He's saying, oh, it's a new user. I should be able to come in and win this. Not the case. Joe Burrow wasn't able to pull through. Let's go ahead and let's pick up the box score for this one. Looking through, looks like offense gained. It looks like the Packers outgained the Thunderbirds almost by identical of 200 yards, with the Packers having over 457 total offensive yards gained. Looking on the rushing side of the offensive for the Green Bay Packers, looks like Ballard put on a show with 249 rushing yards, with only the Thunderbirds coming in with Chan with only 90. Now coming in the passing yards, it was fairly even with the Packers coming up about 50 yards or more, so with 208 passing yards. Looking through turnovers, it looked like the turnover spill was on the Thunderbirds with 4 turnovers. So guys, you know what I like to say here, and for you new guys, we'll definitely say it too. Turnovers kill the game. The less turnovers you can put out, the more you can have a competitive game here. You definitely got to have that. Looks like Thunderbirds also got a 4th down conversion, so kudos to that. You know, those are tough. But he didn't have any 3rd down conversions, and if you don't convert on 3rd down and you're punting, you're not going to be successful on offense and put points on the board. Again, as you can tell, he has only scored 2 touchdowns, and that was in the second and third quarter, with the Packers converting over 7 3rd down conversions. Looking at the red zone percentages, offensive percentages, it looks like every 3 out of 4 times the Packers was in the end zone, he got it. He was 71%, almost a 75, so almost a 3 to 4. But he was pretty much there. So every 4 times he's in there, he's hitting it 3 times. To where the Thunderbirds, he was 50%, so it's half half. The better the percentage there, the better you can put on more points. Um, Looking into it, diving into a little bit more, Lamar had 221 passing yards with 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Again, a clean game. He did get 2 sacks though. Looking into it, Joe Burrow 145 for 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions. Again, Joe Burrow is a franchise quarterback. I don't like seeing a great, top 5 quarterback not being used properly. Career just going down the drain. Stinks. I get it. Sucks. Looking over to Ballard again. Ballard did have 168 of those rushing yards with 3 touchdowns. Dude went kind of stellar there. With Lamar Jackson having 7 rushing attempts, 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So Lamar even did it on the fucking floor, dude. Looking over to the Green Bay Packers, looks like Mario Williams had 3 wrecks, 77 yards, and no touchdown. Wow, Don Ballard had a 71-yard, only 1 wreck, but 1 touchdown. Looks like he was going at it. Austin Hooper getting some love too, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. And it looks like Achan is definitely only the bright spot in that Thunderbirds offense with 57 wrecks, 57 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Sorry, the tism came out just a little bit. But looking into it, when you have a guy like George Kittle, you definitely got to be able to utilize him, not just only have one reception to him. Definitely some things that the Thunderbirds need to figure out when coming against these big contending teams. Moving over to their next game, we have the Riverhogs versus the Bengals. This one was also a force. Riverhogs wasn't able to make it due to scheduling conflicts, so the Bengals came on top, 42-35. Moving over, we have the Colts, aka me, versus the Condors. We have new Condors user. Shout out to you, TM Killer. My bad. Trying to get the usernames all right. Trying to remember all the faces. He was out on auto for some family reasons, and that's okay. We definitely encourage you guys taking away some space and some time. We'll definitely put you on auto and help you out. I came on top 41-27, of course, played the CPU. It was kind of, playing against the CPU, it's always 50-50. You can either get the tough CPU or you can get the CPU that just didn't come to show and play. Luckily, I got the CPU that just didn't know what the fuck they were doing. But total offensive yards at 452, 128 of those were on the rush, and 324 of those were in the air. Definitely in the air. When it comes down to 3rd down conversions, you know how I said, you convert those 3rd downs, you win? Didn't happen in this case. They converted 6 of them, and I only converted 3, but I still ended up winning. They had two fourth down conversions. I had one. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to the red zone offensive percentage, I was there at 83%, Condors at 50. So I was definitely punching in every time we were in the red zone. Looking over to the individual stats, we have Anthony Richardson for the Colts with 324 passing yards, two touchdowns, and one interception. Had a clean game. I wish I could take the interception away. It was a wonky one on my part. User error. That's on me. With a 66% completion percentage. CJ Stroud, CPU CJ Stroud, is a god. 322 passing yards, three touchdowns, and one pick. Had a better game, almost had a better game touchdown wise than Anthony Richardson, and a 2% better completion rating than me. But yards per attempt, I was at 10.8, 7.9. Moving over to the rushing. Evan Hall, the lead back for the Colts, 19 rush attempts, 111 rushing yards with two touchdowns, with seven break tackles, guys. This man knows how to break some tackles. I'm just gonna say it. And just no fumbles. Longest was 14. With Darian Baldwin with 13 attempts, only 33 yards and zero touchdowns. Definitely got to put the rock on the floor, but I mean, of course, when they are losing, they definitely got to put it more into the air. Moving over to the receiving side, we have Luke Schoonmaker for the Colts, leading in recs with 6 recs, 125 receiving yards, and one touchdown. That is my big man, my tight end. He is the center field captain guy, man. You definitely got to keep an eye on him. Moving over for the Condors, it was Patrick Marbury with 8 receiving yards. 8 recs, 99 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. So definitely a favorite for CJ Stroud. And then notable updates here. Josh Downs for the Colts had 5 recs with 95 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. And Amari Cooper for the Condors, 5 receptions, 62 yards, and 1 touchdown. Let's see, moving over to the defensive side, anything interesting here? Of course, Cooper DeJean. That's my fault. I myself contested and threw it up towards Cooper DeJean. Bad mistake. Don't do that. It will not work in your favor at all. And Charvarius Ward for the Colts did get an interception. So yeah, that's just a little recap on that game. Moving over to the Raiders Steelers. This was a played CPU game from the Steelers, coming on top of the CPU 21-14. He did play this. Moving over, he definitely was not more dominant on the offensive side. Raiders coming on top with 339 total of offensive yards. He did have more rushing yards, though, with 157 total compared to 34. But the Raiders were able to put it in the air, 305 passing yards compared to 159 from Justin Fields. Looking over on turnovers, it looks like Steelers won the turnover battles. He did throw 2. He had two turnovers compared to the Raiders 4. So he did win the turnover battle there. When it came down to third down conversions, it looks like the Raiders won that out. Steelers weren't able to win that. They had 1 compared to the Raiders 5. And then going into the red zone percentage, it looks like the Raiders had a better percentage at 66, and the Steelers at 40. So definitely, from what I said, definitely this game contradicts and shows just the opposite of everything, which is crazy. Again, the Raiders do have Josh Allen, so they got themselves a franchise quarterback. Wasn't able to pull out the win. It was a close game. CPU, you know how that goes. Josh Allen had 318 passing yards with 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So kudos to the Steelers defense. With Justin Fields with 171 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. That just seems like a Justin Fields stat that shouldn't be a Justin Fields stat. Definitely have at least 250 yards, at least 2 or 3 more touchdowns. But it looks like he kept it on the floor with Najee with 17 rush attempts, 116 rushing yards, and 1 touchdown. Najee just eating up. With Josh Allen leading the Oakland Raiders in rushing attempts with 19 rushing yards and 0 touchdowns. Going into the receiving yards, it looks like Devontae Adams was killing that Steelers defense. He had 4 wrecks, 121 yards with 1 touchdown. Um, with also Darius Black coming in next with 6 wrecks, 92 yards and no touchdown. With no hands and no touchdown, Deontay Johnson coming up leading for Pittsburgh in yards with 4 wrecks, 65 yards and 1 touchdown. Brandon Ayuk coming in with 5 wrecks, 62 yards and 0 touchdowns. Definitely would like to see those weapons be used a lot more. And definitely utilized. Coming into the defensive side, where it pretty much showed that it won the where the games were won. Looks like Jacorian Bennett, 4-year player out of Maryland, cornerback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, had himself a game with 2 solo tackles, 5 assists, 7 tackles in total, with 3 interceptions. One was a deflection, one was a fumble recovery. He actually caused the fumble. Dude was all over the field. Looking at here on the board here, definitely want to give some light over to the Oakland Raiders with Christopher Smith the second, free safety from Georgia, 4-year player as well, with the pick, 4 solos, 4 assists, with a total of 8 tackles. And yeah, no deflections. But yeah, there you go. That is the Raiders Steelers. Guys, stay with me. Stay with me here. Chat, where you guys at? Who's all here? Who's all here? Chat. I want to see. Want to see. Want to see. Let's see who's tuned in. Moving over to the next game. This was fair simmed. This was the Cowboys and Sentinels. Overall score was 3-7. That's a very low fair simmed, very defensive battle. Landon's getting lucky here. That's all I'm going to say. He's getting real lucky. I'm going to leave it at that. Moving over here to the Dublin Shamrocks versus the Oilers. Shamrocks, welcome to the league. I know you're new. Welcome. I know you didn't get to play this game. And then, of course, we lost my dear friend and buddy here, Oilers. He stepped back from Madden, deleted the game, stepped back in general. Definitely be dear miss. Definitely a guy I love in my heart. It sucks, but I get it. It happens. Jaegeris, Double D, what's up, my boys? I see welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been too long. It's been way too long. Moving over to the next game, we have the Dragons and the Lions coming up next, with the Lions losing by 2. This was a tough one, man. This is a tough one to swallow coming off, with the Lions coming in with a 3 game win streak. Looking more into the details of the box score, we have the Lions winning the offensive yard gain with 250 yards compared to the Dragons' 220. Dragons took over the run game with 111 yards compared to the 71 yards of the Lions. And the Lions, threw it in the air with Caleb Williams 179 compared to the 109 for the Dragons. Coming into the turnovers, it looks like the Lions won the turnover game, but at the end of the day, it didn't help. And he was also leading in third down conversions with 9 compared to the Dragons' 3. So he was definitely converting, and the Lions were definitely putting it on in defense. Man, when I'm looking at this game here, first quarter, Brooklyn is up 10-7. Going into the second quarter, tied 10-10. Going into the second half into the third quarter, Brooklyn's scored a touchdown and held the Lions down to 0. And this fourth quarter here really determines what happens here, because it's that's 17-10. Lions score a touchdown, and it makes it 17-17. But it looks like the Brooklyn Dragons end up getting a safety in the fourth quarter, causing the score to be 19-17. That is a way to lose a game by 2 points of a safety. I know that one had to hurt. That one had to hurt. It's X. I know if you're here, man. I feel bad for Alec. I feel bad. Caleb Williams still having a stellar season. Hasn't thrown a pick yet, and hopefully I did not jinx him there. But he said it first, not me. Caleb Williams had 218 passing yards with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions with a 72% completion rating. Dude is having a MVP season. J.J. McCarthy from Michigan, whoop, whoop, second-year player, looking as a QB of the future, day one starter for the Dragons. 156 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 for 1. Could have a cleaner game, but at the end of the day, his defense did help him to secure the win. Going over to the rushing yards, the Lions didn't have that much of a rushing game. 17 rush attempts with 63 yards and 0 touchdowns for Jamar Gibbs. It really looks like this year that they're giving a rock and trusting Caleb Williams to throw it in the air and not so much relying on Gibbs. But of course, when they need Gibbs, they will definitely find him. With the Dragons, with Michigan's teammate and buddy Blake Corum at the helm with 17 rushing attempts, 113 rushing yards, and 0 touchdowns. Definitely should have kept it on the floor and passing and definitely running it more with Blake. Moving over to the the receiving stats. Again, the tism showing. Um, DJ Chark had the most receiving yards for the Lions with 4 recs, 73 yards, and 0 touchdowns. Next would be Sam Laporta with 6 recs, 50 yards, no touchdown. And of course, the Lions' favorite target and favorite receiver to go for any league he wants to try, Jameson Williams with 2 recs, 46 yards, and 1 tutty. Moving over to the Brooklyn Dragons, their leading receiver was Luther Burden with 2 recs, 55 yards, 0 touchdowns, and Michael Trigg with 3 recs, 45 yards, and a touchdown. It looks like, again, like I said, they want to put the ball in Caleb's hands and kind of take it out of Gibbs, but they definitely want to give it to him in the receiving aspect. Lions had 3 recs, 29 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown for Jamar Gibbs. So again, he's definitely in the stat box, definitely in the end zone. Lions will definitely bounce back from this one and definitely would like to see his season progress. Coming in over to the Falcons Snowhawks, this was a CPU game. I believe this one was not played at all, with the Falcons coming out top 31-28. You know, when you can take those fair sims from the CPU and win it, so you know you're doing something right. Moving over to the Buccaneers and Austin Steamers. Now, again, guys, I told you we've lost great users, some long-time users. We lost Kari. Kari, man, that's my buddy, dude. It's he had a rough playoff exit. Was up 38 against I believe the Packers, or I believe this, I forgot, it was against another team in the playoffs. Definitely, I think it was for the bowl or to get into the conference game. He was up by 38 in the fourth, man, and he ended up losing that game. He ended up losing a 38-point lead. It was too much for him. He left. I respect it. Still in contact with the man. Still a great guy. At the end of the day, welcome new Bucks user. It's nice to meet you, dog. I hope you enjoyed the league. I hope you enjoy your time, because I mean, you're beating the CPU here, 49-31. I'll show you a little love right now. Looks like the Bucks overall offensively, like 200 yards or more than the Steamers, 607 total offensive yards to 421 of the Steamers. Again, the Steamers is a playoff caliber team, because we also lost Mookie, guys. Oh man, he stepped down as well too. He's still in the server. He will join us next Madden, but he's doing some tournament stuff. I understand. I get it. I just, having that continuity, have those long-time users, man, it's great, building a great community, because that's what this is. Going over to the rushing yards, the Bucks definitely put it on the ground with 413 rushing yards of those 607 straight from the rush. And the Steamers just said, fuck it. They're just throwing the fucking ball with 347 fucking rushing yards. Jesus Christ. Excuse me on that one. You see a little sip of water. Turnover battles. The Steamers won that one, but of course the Bucks only had one. One turnover can change the game, but it definitely looked like it didn't change the course of this one. But it looks like the Bucks did win the red zone offensive percentage with 75 compared to the 50 of the Steamers. All right, so we're just gonna look into the Bucks stats real quick. Kyler Murray went 194 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Little bit close to 60% with 56% completion ratings. Definitely like to see that number go up into the 60s. It's Kyler Murray, you know how that goes. We all do. Oh yeah, Double D. Mookie, he left, but he's still in the server. He's not done. He's done for this Madden for right now, but he will be with us next Madden. He let me know. He didn't let a lot of other people know, but he definitely let me know, and so I'm letting you guys know that he's still with us at heart, but he's still with us in the server, and he will join back up in the next Madden. So we're all good. I know it's tough, dark times at BTB, but it's okay because we've had these moments, and we always ride high. Going in back to the Bucks. Going into the rushing stats, it looks like Branson Robinson had 25 attempts with 252 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. Jesus Christ! And then Kyler Murray with eight rushing attempts, 161 yards and 1 touchdown, but also had a fumble too. Definitely on the ground, pounding it away. Oh man, that's crazy. Going into the receiving stats, Justin Jefferson with 5 wrecks, 80 yards, and 0 touchdowns. And Jannard Everett's old ass, Jesus, with 4 wrecks, 61 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This guy definitely is looking like he loves his tight ends and loves to run the ball. Moving over to the defense, let's see if there's any significance here. None at all. Big sack guys. Leonard Taylor the third ended up having 2 sacks, 2 total tackles. Um, Nothing really happened on the defensive side of this game. Move over to the next. We have the Armadillos versus the Bisons. This was not played at all. That was the CPU. Oh, that was CPU. Also, I want to say welcome Armadillos user, new user. Welcome to the league. Hope you have a good one. Boom, boom, boom. Emery, we are in week 5 right now, but we're going over week 4 games as we speak. So everything. So when we do these shows, we always go a week behind, so that way we can recap everything, and then I give out just pretty much all the power rankings and kudos and stuff like that. It's just kind of a recap to add a little spice to the league. All right. Moving over to the next game, we have the Panthers versus the Bulls. This wasn't played as well either. Scheduling conflicts, with the Panthers coming on top of the fair sim, 24-16. Moving over to the next game was the Jets Bills. Now I will admit, I fucked up on this one. I gave the Bills the force win. I checked the channels and the way that Euro pretty much worded everything. It was definitely confusing on my part. Give me 1 second. Get down. Get down. Sorry about that. Had to get my cat off my desk. Oh man, gotta love those furry critters. But yeah, it's definitely a tough one. I told him to DM me. We're gonna work some things out. Just give him some conversation on that. That's definitely my part in confusion. So we're definitely gonna work to get a little bit more clarification on that, so that way we can not make that same mistake twice. Moving over to the next game, we have the Orbits versus the San Antonio Orbits versus the Seattle Seahawks. Now let me guys give you a little juicy juice. Let me give you guys some little tea. This motherfucker Thor, aka who's the Seahawks, used to be the Bengals. Okay, so David left the league. Rest in peace, David. He's cool. Love that guy. So his team was vacant. Just there, ready to be taken. I'm chilling at the party with my boys. Steelers, Seattle, Seahawks. Jay was in there. No, Jay wasn't in there yet. I don't think he showed up in that one yet. But just hanging out with them. Playing games. Hell divers too. Da 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 da. Democracy type bullshit. And he's like, "Yo, Commish," and I was like, "What's up?" And he said, "Can I take the Seahawks?" I said, "Fuck it." Then everybody in the league got on his ass for escaping the tough NFC North because he thought the NFC West was going to be a lot easier. Sheesh. Guess what? You got to still play the AFC North, buddy, this whole season. Yeah, he got a lucky one winning out on the Steelers week 1. He got his ass beat by the Thunderbirds, aka the 49ers, in a divisional game week 3. And then coming in over here, it looks like Orbis came on top with a very close game. Of course, having a team, a super team that's won back-to-back Super Bowls, you would definitely hope that, it'd be a close game. With the Orbits coming on top of the offensive yards gain, 503 offensive yards compared to 486. 192 of those 503 were on the ground, 338 were in the air for the Orbits. 337 of those were in the air for the Seahawks compared to the 107 on the ground. When it comes over to the turnover battles, it looks like Orbits won that one with one turnover from the Seahawks. Tied in third down conversions with four each. And for the fourth down conversions, it looks like the Orbits had one and the Seahawks did not. Um, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, Double D. He did have a rough time in the AFC, but do you run from that shit, or do you just like go out there and you just like head on? I mean, he's not having an easier time here in the NFC. I think he's like 2-2. I think he's 1-3. I believe not having the best time over here. And then red zone percentage, 83 percent compared to 66 from the Seahawks. Seahawks definitely lost that percentage. Moving over to the player stats for the passing yards. Ooh, you know what? I remember now. Look, it's true. He went over to one conference to the next. He's still but. um, but I will say this game stayed close with his backup. Bryce Young was suspended. I forgot about that as well too. Bryce Young did not play this game. He played it with Tyler Huntley, and Tyler Huntley went crazy. So I will give kudos to the Seahawks. He had 397 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and only one pick with Tyler Huntley, dude. 7-year player out of Utah. Was Lamar Jackson's backup for a long time. He had 84% completion percentage with him. With Quinn Ewers, also got to get the kudos there for 338 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 picks. He played a clean, stellar game for a second-year young stud out of Texas, with only 1 sack compared to Huntley's 3 sacks. And the completion percentage was 62 for Ewers. Moving over to the rushing side, we all know what the Orbits can do and where their game lies. It lies in the wait for it. Rushing game. You guys know this. He has Javonte Williams. I believe Offensive Player of the Year, Javonte Williams. Mr. Runner Up and MVP, Javonte Williams. I know that one pissed him off the most. With 19 rush attempts, 193 yards, and 2 touchdowns, no fumbles, and 3 break tackles. But right behind is Zach Charbonnet from the Seahawks with 17 rush attempts, 170 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Definitely a head-to-head battle, but definitely won by Javonte Williams and the Orbits. Moving over to the receiving, we have Garrett Wilson from the Seattle Seahawks with 6 recs, 149 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. That man was targeted. That was him. That was his guy. Along nearby with Dalton Kincaid for 8 recs, 99 yards, 0 touchdowns. And then next from there was Arthur Peoples, 2 recs, 54 yards, and 0 touchdowns. Oh, man, bro. If you didn't have Dalton Kincaid, it almost been spamming. That's what I'm going to say. We have Jalen Waddle for the San Antonio Orbits. 7 recs, 115 yards, no touchdown. You guys know that that Waddle is his main target that he likes to throw if he can get that man wide open on the deep end. We have Michael Pittman Jr. with 5 recs, 103 yards, and 1 touchdown, found his way into the end zone. And we had Javonte Williams, 4 recs, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. And then coming up next is Zay Flowers. This man has a stack core with 5 recs, 48 yards, and 1 touchdown. Moving over to our last couple games here. We have the Huskies Blues. This was definitely played. Huskies, welcome to the league, dog. I know this is your welcome to the league game and moment. It sucks that you have to go against the guy who can make it to the Super Bowl and will win the Super Bowl this year. With Ski coming on top 54-14. I definitely give kudos there. Going over to the individual stats, Arch Manning, the rookie from Texas, man, these Texas quarterbacks, man, they looking nice this year. 320 passing yards with 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. This man's looking like a stud and possibly the MVP of the league with a 77% completion rating. Carson Beck from Georgia. This is a second-year player with 266 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 7 picks. The picks were horrendous here, man. definitely clean up that game. You'll definitely have a better look at scoring more and possibly just converting more of those third and fourth down conversions. With the Paris Blues having Lenny Evans with 7 rush attempts, 79 yards, and 1 touchdown. And the Huskies with Trevon Henderson, 12 attempts with 61 yards, no tutty. Give me a second, boys. Ski over here saying some shit real quick in my chat. I'm pretty sure I should tomorrow. I said tomorrow. My man can't read channels, bro. Man said he can't read what I put. Man, someone get that boy ski. That man's blind, blind. Anyways, sorry about that. I had to leak shit. I was like, wait, I'm playing tonight. I was like, chill out. I don't want to. Hunter Refro leading for the Huskies, 11 Rex for 181 yards and 0 touchdowns. Next would be Mike Gesicki with 445 and 1 touchdown. We did talk to him about this, so he's gonna clean this up. Joey Samuel with one Rec 400 14 receiving yards and a touchdown. Moving over to the Blues, Xavier Worthy from Texas pairing up back with Arch Manning. Didn't get to play with him, but definitely paired up now. 8 Recs with 160 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. We have Malik Neighbors with hold on here. Ooh, this is a spam. I didn't see this one. That's a suspension, boys. Write that one up. Write that one up. Write that one up. Write that down. Write that down. It was so Xavier Worthy had 8 Recs. Coming up next was Malik Neighbors with only 3 and 95 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then we have Gabe Quinions, 2 for 49 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. God, I hate to give out suspensions. Been giving him a lot out to Ski. Definitely got to get him to clean up his act in his game. Coming over here to the St. Louis Pioneers and the Chicago Black Knights. Pioneers, welcome back to the league, my boy. He used to be the Bulls. Took a little hiatus because he was just getting into Madden, getting his ass whooped a lot. He's back. He's got a little shit worked out. He's going back in here and giving it a shot. But he didn't get to play this one. This was just played by the Black Knights against the CPU, and I do want to give Double D his double credit. Looking in over it, we have Black Knights coming on top with 522 total offense to compare it to the 200 that the Pioneers have. Going into the individual stats for the Black Knights. Dak Prescott, runner up also to the MVP. 269 passing yards with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Definitely had himself an okay game. Definitely could be cleaner without the interception, and definitely could be better with the completion rating at 53. Moving over to the receiving yards, Dameon Pierce is still the workhorse out of Florida for the Black Knights with 14 attempts, 209 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns. You know, as a Texan fan, I like to see that, bro. I like to see Dameon Pierce do something, and he is definitely nice little workhorse. Going over to the receiving stats, we had 5 Recs with 146 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Again, Mark Andrews used to be Lamar's favorite target. Now it's Dak's favorite target. We're Sean Bateman with 3 Recs, 92 yards and 0 touchdowns. And we have Mitch Hayward with 2 Recs, 18 yards and 1 touchdown. And we have Tyreek Hill with measly 4 Recs with a measly 13 yards and 0 touchdowns. It looks like Tyreek's golden days are over. Looks like he's a mentor. Pass him over to the Colts, and we will revive his whole career. You heard that, Double D. You heard that, Double D. I slide you a third. Don't even worry about it, Chief. I slide you a third. All right, so that concludes our portion of the game recap, guys. Again, all you new guys, you guys will definitely get more love. Playing into more of these games, you guys will definitely be talked about a lot more. Um, so on and so forth. Going over to that boy Ben Gone, been done. Get him, bro. Slide him for me. I'll give you a third and a fourth. Give me that, and man, I'm telling you, he will do fucking crazy things for me, dog. You ain't utilizing him right. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Uh, Going over, and this is the favorite portion for everybody. You guys either hate it, you guys love it, you guys complain about it, you guys rave about it, you guys love on it. But you remember, these ratings reflect on you, not me. I'm just putting it on, what's on paper onto the screen here for you guys. So we are now going to give you the week 5 power fucking rankings. So we didn't have a week 1 show. We didn't have a week 2, week 3. So these are the week 5 power rankings based off weeks 1 through 4. We have the Super Bowl runner-up with the Blues. I have myself at second because I'm also a 4-0 team. I've won all my games. I've played all my games. Blues is also at 4-0. Bengals are at 4-0 too. He is a new user. He is really making himself known here. Stepping in there with the Packers coming in. Of course, he inherited a new team, but he also proved that the team that he inherited from and the user he inherited from is mimically the same. So he's coming in at number 4. We have the Black Knights at number 5. I believe he is 3-1 with 1 loss. We hit number 6 coming in with the Bucks. New Bucks user is putting himself out there on a staple. I have Steelers coming out over there at 7. We have Lions at the highest he's ever been at 8. Coming in at 3-1. Definitely could have been top 5 or even up to the 6th spot. Coming in at 4-0. Falcons played some games, haven't played some. Some were simmed. So we have him at 9. Didn't want to fairly give him away. Dragons, he had 2 games simmed, and I believe he played 2 games, or I think he had 3 games simmed and played 1. His team is 4-0, but I am gonna put him at the 10th slot for right now, just until he plays a couple more games and proves himself. Over at the Oilers, my homie O Money, love that man. Slotted him at 11. Definitely will be moved down over to the 32, 31 spot because it is a CPU team now. Thunderbirds rising up to the 12. This is the highest he's ever been. I have Dolphins sitting here at 13. He did lose to me coming in the second week. I believe he beat Aviators week 4, which is why he's over Aviators. So this is just kind of more of a prove it point for Bobby. And so I thought 13 would be a nice sitting point, kind of medium halfway, into the playoff picture. Aviators took a tough loss. Coming in week 14, but he is still a very good user with a very good team. Definitely will get things straightened out, or are we seeing the downfall of the Aviators and he's going to skid back again at 14. Bills picking it up at 15. I know he should have had a loss. I know I should have had Jets above, but Jets haven't having a good season as well either. Sentinels is at 16. He's 3-1. He's only played 1 game, I believe. Um, so I just wanted to put him down in the middle. And if you guys look here, from the Raiders down, those are CPUs. It was kind of hard for the rankings here for this one because there's a lot of new users and there's a lot of sims and fair sims lately. And so trying to put this together out of the top 12, 13, maybe the top 8, which is kind of difficult for me to rank, putting in. But definitely, the more shows we have and the more continuity of this, we'll definitely have a more constructual power rankings to base this off of, and you'll be seeing a lot of changes, of course, due to the games being played. So yeah, this is your guys' week 5 power fucking rankings. So again, don't blame me, blame yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Now coming over, normally we do trade talks and stuff like that. I know we've had some big trades lately. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull those up real quick. Just give me 1 second. Want to go to trade submissions. So looking over here in the trade submissions, I know Fred Warner is on the block, and it looks like Sentinels and Thunderbirds trying to get something going. Hopefully they're back in the lab, getting that going, trying to get that worked and fitted out. New Huskies user went ahead and traded Christian Gonzalez because he does have trade capital. He wants to go ahead and rebuild coming into here. He came and the Panthers gave him a 2028 first round pick, a 2028 second round, 2028 fourth, and a 2028 fifth. Pretty much the Panthers does not have a draft coming into 2028 unless doing some late trading. Also with the 2029 second round pick. Definitely a good look for the Huskies. That's definitely a lot more draft capital for him, and definitely a good look on that part. Dolphins also had some big trades with the Huskies, so two new users trading with each other. They traded off superstar Travis Hunter. That was a little bit more questionable for me. I thought you keep a guy like Travis. He's a staple point to build off of in a rebuild, but I mean, I'm not gonna break the hustle. I'm not, whatever you got going on, whatever you think, whatever you got planned, do it, man. But he also got another 2028 first, another 28. He had two 2028 firsts. So in general, he has four first round picks just in 2028. If he hits on those picks, it changes his team completely. And he also has a 2029 first round pick. Definitely a huge, huge pickup for the Huskies. They won't be winning a lot of games this season. And even if they do, they definitely have the draft capital to build off of this and to start looking better going into the offseason of 2028. Sentinels and Panthers also had a big trade with the Panthers sending a 2028 first round with a 2028 third round. Man, Panthers had a lot of picks. And Bo Nix, superstar Bo Nix, over to the Sentinels for an aging Jalen Hurts at 29 and 94 overall with a young left guard as well too. Jaegers is a great user. He is definitely the last couple of seasons in this man has made himself a staple in these NFC side, especially in the NFC South. You don't take those games lightly. You come in there ready to play, butt some heads with him. He has flipped a lot of quarterbacks between Bryce Young, Bo Nix, and now he's got Jalen Hurts. So definitely I can't wait to see what he does there with the Sentinels. We also have another one. It was also here for the Panthers and the Oilers. Rest in peace. 2028. The Oilers in 2028 first with a 2029 second, and the Panthers sent Jamal Adams. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and Bobby CE and the Orbits had another trade. Sorry about that. With Jalen Ramsey being sent over to the Orbits for 2028 first, 2028 first, 228 firsts, 2028 seconds. Again, they're looking good on the draft side. They're going to restock these teams and just have themselves a hell of a fucking game. So that's pretty much it for the trade alerts. Again, Panthers, dude, you made some crazy moves. Moved some crazy draft capital around. Panthers, Dolphins, you guys are set for the future. I definitely would like to see you guys definitely hitting it off. I meant Dolphins and Huskies, not Panthers. Sorry. Caught myself on that one. Next show, we will have players of the week. We will have graphics. We will try to work out Neon. I did shoot over a little troubleshoot post over to Neon. We're still trying to get that all worked out and kinked out. Maybe on the Madden side as well too, just not exporting everything over. But guys, again, thank you guys for tuning in. It's going to be a short little show. It's just me today. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys. This is the Boomcast. You guys are the Boomcasters, and I'm motherfucking out.